for the door. There's 4 million people coming in. It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans, right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
About is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, Habbening Bros, to another Habbening TV. It is Monday. Yes, the election is over. The frisson and excitement of election night is over, and now dawns the cold Fabian wilderness. Yes, the Labour have won, and I, for one, of course, welcome our new Labour overlords. I've always been a bit of a socialist at heart, of course, as I'm sure you all know if you watch this channel. Mate. In fact, I love socialism so much. Please, government, don't come and arrest me under the new online harms bill or something. It's I don't know. It's a bit depressing, I guess, for the for people on the right, to see what happened. Reform, wound up with only about 5 seats. Farage got in, Tice got in, a few other people. Labour, of course, got an absolutely stonking majority. However, it has been called the Loveless landslide because, it's basically sort of a lot of people voted for Labour to stick it to the Conservatives, not out of sort of any massive love for Labour. And we'll be going through, all the awesome change that Labour is about to introduce, bros. I can't wait for the change. Is it going to be good change? Is it going to be bad change? Who cares? It's going to be change. Yes, it looks like basically Labour's sort of plan pretty much is to, douse the country in infrastructure spending, re-centralise government, and, try and do a sort of Blair 2.0. I don't know how effective that is going to be, given that Starmer has, the sort of charisma of a crushed caterpillar drying in a pool of sticky white paint. That may be unfair to both caterpillars and white paint. And he has surrounded himself with a sort of bevy of, I don't know. Is retards too harsh? No, I don't think it is. He has surrounded himself with a bevy of what look like extremely low IQ retards. Now, from the point of view of the managerial state, of course, this is awesome. This is just what they want, right? The Quangos and the NGOs and the glowies can all basically sort of tell them what to do, knowing that the people in power will be susceptible to their arguments. And oh, what a bevy of people they have. Yes, we will be going through the new Labour cabinet, which is composed of some, oh my God, mate, some really, really sort of thick as mints people. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I think Labour topped out at nearly 420 seats, something like that. The Conservatives, alas, were not destroyed and will still, I believe, be the official opposition, although the Conservatives are massively in disarray at the moment. Nobody really knows what's going on with them. Apparently, they've appointed a new party chairman. They're going to be getting like a new leader. There's a leadership contest. Nobody knows who's going to be the new leader. The Conservatives are all flailing about like a chicken without a head, you know, sort of being like, oh my God, you know, well, I mean, at least some of them have the decency to apologize and be like, you know, well, we kind of deserve this. We didn't fulfill any of our promises. They're not really going, you know, too far into like why they didn't fulfill any of their promises. I suspect telling everyone that it's impossible for a non-left-wing party to effectively govern the civil service might be a bit beyond the pale, but we will see. What will happen? Will the Conservatives go through a redemption arc? Will they suddenly realize that, you know, the people that voted for them primarily to stop immigration, and by not doing that, you know, everybody got pissed off? Or will they instead basically say the reason that we lost was because we were not gay and diverse enough? Or will the party split into the sort of gay, diverse types versus the reform types? We will wait and see. In other news, the French election has happened. And it looks like the leftists have also won quite heavily. Apparently, it was a bit of a dirty trick. The RN, I forget what that stands for. Anyway, the right wingers under Marine Le Pen basically sort of swept the first round, but then on the second round, there was fuckery, ladies and gentlemen. More than 200 candidates from leftist parties stood down so that they wouldn't split the vote, leaving the party headed by Mélenchon, the far left, sort of, you know, just a hair's thread away from the communists, to basically be in the lead. He looks like he's going to be the next prime minister. In typical French fashion, or as we call it, an average Sunday, Antifa went rioting and burning stuff through Paris because, you know, that's what you do when you win an election. This is a very, very sort of fluctuating story at the moment, so I'm not going to cover it in full tonight because there's no real indication of exactly where the pieces are going to land. Give it a few days, I think we will have a better idea. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen footage of, you know, France burning before. More of that, basically. Right, so tonight we will be covering, as I said, the winning of the UK election by Labour. You know, Starmer's come out and, you know, we got some acceptance speeches and some defeat speeches and stuff like that. Then we're going to go through the new Labour overlords, your new rulers. Oh, God, fuck it, dude. It's fine. It's fine. I welcome our Labour overlords. You know, look, when has communism ever done anything wrong? The question, of course, as I was saying, is that since a big chunk of the Labour Party is, you know, still quite far left, and Jeremy Corbyn is now back in Parliament, as is Diane Abbott, sort of two very, very lefty sort of commie types, what's going to happen? I predict that there will be a civil war in Labour at some point. How long it will take to reach that, I don't know. And finally, of course, our final story is the war on President Biden. Yes, President Biden has suddenly discovered that he wasn't getting a free ride because he was incredibly popular. He was getting a free ride because the media and donor class were basically running cover for him 24/7, and they have now reversed their position. And they are now attacking Biden with all the ferocity of a chipmunk hopped up on methamphetamine. And I don't think he likes it, bros. I don't think he likes it. Things have gotten so bad, in fact, that he's brought in Hunter Biden to be his sort of, you know, senior advisor. Apparently the Biden family are hanging on, allegedly going against a deal that he made with that same elite donor class that he was only going to do one term. And now, of course, he's like, no. There are rumors flying about. He did like a horrible interview. We'll be covering some of that as well. Right, let's see who's in the chat, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? In the Rumble chat, Lomax, Captain Crisps, Yiz the Eunuch, good to see you, Yiz. I will be on Discord and Dragons tonight at about 11 p.m. in about 3 hours' time. Who else we got? Sadie Sapiente, good to see you. Wyatt's Torch, Cyberpunk CIA, good to see you, man. I think that's everybody. In the Odysee chat, we have Machine for Baked Beans and Speak Your Mind. Good to see you guys. Is that everybody? And in the YouTube chat, Total Blackout Painting, Caravaggio, Streaky Bacon, Timmy Robinson, and the Nameless One. Good to see you guys. YouTube has been on my ass. It seems I'm always getting my videos like blocked for the funny videos. Everything else is fine, but they keep copyright striking me because of, like, you know, I use some bit of TV or some piece of music. Oh my God, YouTube just, I don't know what I'm going to have to do about it. I might have to like do this thing where I just cut off the YouTube feed before we go to the funny videos or something. I don't really know. I don't really know. Today's meme, of course, in honor both of the UK election and America's Freedom Day. Pooh, I love honey, but you know what I don't love? Communism. Thank you very much, Pooh Bear, for your service. Yes, happy Freedom Day to all the Amero bros, especially Yiz. I know she enjoys her freedoms. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? Oh, and we also have in the Rumble chat, Kangaroo Optimus Prime. I think you're new. Welcome. Good to see you. Right, okay, let's get on with it. Where's the window? YouTube messing me around always gets me in a bit of a fluffle. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, you know, what's going on with YouTube? Right, so we start with the election results. Oh my God, man, Thursday night. I streamed for like 8 hours and did 3 shows. I was wiped out for like a couple of days afterwards. I was just like, no more politics. No more, cannot handle it. But I believe I have recovered now. So, the final results. Ding ding. Labour at 411 seats. Conservatives at 121, which was a loss for 0 seats. Democrats got 72. SNP got 9. Sinn Féin got 7. The DUP got 5. Reform only got 5. They nearly only got 4, actually, but there had to be a recount due to postal vote irregularities. Greens got 4. Plaid Cymru got 4. And, you know, the rest. I don't even know what most of these are. And it turns out that when you look at the vote share, of course, Reform actually got 14% of the vote. But due to the rather retarded way that the UK electoral system works, they only wound up with 1% of the seats. The Liberal Democrats, of course, 12% got 11% of the seats. It's a very, very Byzantine, archaic system. But, you know, them's the breaks. At least we will have some interesting people in Parliament. Hopefully, parliamentary question time will be entertaining again. Excuse me. Sadie Sapiente. Sinn Féin sounds like a pop band from Sweden. Yes, well, they were actually the political arm of the IRA back in the day, but now they are apparently the political arm of the sort of gay immigrant party. So, I mean, you know. Right, let's see. Okay. Right, so Rishi Sunak is doing the walk of shame, bros. Honestly, he looks really happy to be out of the prime ministership. Who wouldn't be? Honestly, it must be hard, you know, having to obey your WEF overlords while lying to all the people and sort of pretending that you're in control. It's a loveless job. Fortunately, don't feel too bad for old Rishi. I'm sure that he has a post with the WEF or some international glow org or, you know, possibly a position at his father-in-law's large software business lined up for him, which is good because, you know, I worry about old Rishi. You know, he may have, you know, contributed to completely destroying the UK, but, you know, I mean, look, he's brown, right? You know, he feels things differently to the non-browns, right? You know, so, you know, it's only appropriate, really, that he get a very, very high-powered and cushy job afterwards. So this is the defeatist, the what do you call it? Not the concession speech, where he concedes, essentially. Enjoy.
Good morning. I will shortly be seeing His Majesty the King to offer my resignation as Prime Minister. To the country, I would like to say first and foremost, I am sorry.
Not sorry enough, mate. Oh, Tasia is in the Odysee chat. I think he was henpecked by his wife into that job. Yeah, look at the look on his wife's face. She's like, you better not fuck this up, Rishi. Or there's going to be the chonkla when you get home. I'm going to beat you with the slipper. She looks fucking mean, man. He's like, I'm sorry. I couldn't have done anything different. Yeah, you totally could. You totally could have, you know.
I have given this job my all. But you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters. I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss.
Oh, he takes responsibility for this loss. And, you know, in order to take that responsibility, he will be presumably jetting off to California to hang out in his mansion by the sea. The terrible punishment that he is about to endure. Oh my God. Who could possibly bear it, bros?
To all the Conservative candidates and campaigners who worked tirelessly but without success, I am sorry that we could not deliver what your efforts deserved.
Okay, his wife is looking full on creepy, like something out of like what's that movie, The Ring, where like the girl crawls out of the TV set, right? Like she's just, is she even blinking? She's just like, Rishi, say the line, Rishi. Woof.
It pains me to think how many good colleagues who contributed so much to their communities and our country will now no longer sit in the House of Commons. I thank them for their hard work and their service. Following this result, I will step down as party leader, not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place. It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds, but also that it takes up its crucial role in opposition professionally and effectively.
Patriots flow. Indian Wednesday Addams. Oh, mate. Yeah, seriously.
When I first stood here as your Prime Minister, I told you the most important task I had was to return stability to our economy. Inflation is back to target, mortgage rates are falling, and growth has returned.
Oh, well, that was nice of him to undo all the damage that the Conservative Party did under Boris Johnson. That's lovely of him. Really. I mean, have you considered not doing the damage in the first place? No, it'll be fine, bros. It'll be fine.
We have enhanced our standing in the world, rebuilding relations with allies, leading global efforts to support Ukraine, and becoming the home of a new generation of transformative technologies. And our United Kingdom is stronger too, with the Windsor Framework, devolution restored in Northern Ireland, and our union strengthened. I'm proud of those achievements. I believe this country is safer, stronger, and more secure than it was 20 months ago.
Really? I don't know, mate. You could have fooled me, but, I guess, as a sort of, conspiracy theory, what would I know? I'm just a pleb on the street. I'm not, privy to the huge, massive brain that is Rishi Sunak. Oh, my God. By the way, Sadie's Sapiente, inflation is back to target. Yes. So what that means, right, in sort of normal speak, is not that things will get cheaper, because they are never, ever going to get cheaper. It just means that things are getting more expensive slightly more slowly, right? So just, I hope you're cool with that. I hope everyone is cool with that. Nothing is ever going to get cheaper, but the rate at which it is getting more expensive has slackened somewhat. So, that's great.
And it is more prosperous, fairer, and resilient than it was in 2010. Whilst he has been my political opponent, Sir Keir Starmer will shortly become our Prime Minister. In this job, his successes will be all our successors, and I wish him and his family well. Whatever our disagreements in this campaign, he is a decent, public-spirited man who I respect. He and his family deserve the very best of our understanding as they make the huge transition to their new lives behind this door, and as he grapples with this most demanding of jobs in an increasingly unstable world. I'd like to thank my colleagues, my cabinet, the civil service, especially here in Downing Street, the team at Chequers, my staff, CCHQ, but most of all, I'd like to express my gratitude to my wife Akshata and our beautiful daughters.
I have to say that, or she's going to beat me afterwards, bros, when she gets the strop on, oh, she's smiling. Oh my God. I never thought I would see the day. Yes, you delivered that line excellently, Rishi. I will give you a blowjob later.
I can never thank them enough for the sacrifices they have made so that I might serve our country. One of the most remarkable things about Britain is just how unremarkable it is that 2 generations after my grandparents came here with little, I could become Prime Minister, and that I could watch my 2 young daughters light Diwali candles on the steps in Downing Street. We must hold true to that idea of who we are, that vision of kindness, decency, and tolerance that has always been the British way. This is a difficult day, at the end of a number of difficult days. But I leave this job honoured to have been your Prime Minister. This is the best country in the world.
Mate, I wish you would leave this job, you know, leaving me feeling that I was honoured to have you as a Prime Minister. But no.
And it is thanks entirely to you, the British people, the true source of all our achievements, our strengths, and our greatness. Thank you.
And with that, Rishi Sunak steps off the stage of history until he will re-emerge working at some glow org or another. That is generally the pathway for national leaders, because now there's an international government, so you can just move up to the tier above, like Tony Blair or Boris Johnson or, you know, whatever. So, you know, let's say bye, Rishi, bye. You won't be missed. We await your sort of reappearance at the head of some fucking terrible policy organization. It hasn't been fun. What's this? So this is another speech of his. Oh, this is only 30 seconds though. Don't worry.
I'd also like to thank the police who have ensured that we can conduct this ballot here in North Yorkshire, but also across the country in safety.
Loser! Yeah, loser! L in the chat. L's in the chat for Rishi Bros. L's in the chat.
On this difficult night, I'd like to express my gratitude to the people of the Richmond and Northallerton constituency for your continued support. Since I moved here a decade ago, you have made me and my family feel so at home, and I look forward to continuing to serve as your Member of Parliament.
Yes, L's in the chat. Okay, I gotta admit, that's pretty fucking funny. Speaking of L's in the chat, check this out.
There's a general election soon, and you may well be visited by a man like this. Hey up, madam. And what a very pleasant day it is, too. He's from the Labour Party, and he's come to canvass your vote. I wonder if you'd be interested in voting for the Labour Party.
What are your policies?
Well, we believe in helping the poor, Bagum. We believe in a fair deal for the working men. You know, them says us to get their hands dirty, for them says us to not do. His policies seem reasonable enough, but take a close look at his head. It's crawling with lice. L is for Labour. L is for lice. Here he is returning home to his own socialist household. His wife, his children, his belongings, all crawling with lice. L is for Labour. L is for lice. This is Britain as it is now. Green and pleasant, isn't it? Ah, but have you thought how it would look under a Labour government? L is for Labour. L is for lice.
I have no idea where that's from. I just saw that on Twitter and I was like, ah, yes, L is for lice. Right. Now, there was some apology from the Conservatives. Most notably, Suella Braverman was the most contrite. I think she is angling for the leadership of the Labour Party after this calamitous defeat. Honestly, she looks pretty broken up. I thought this was a half-decent speech. Enjoy.
Have you ever thought about joining Reform? Just
Listen,
yes or no?
I have looked at the Reform Party because I have been listening to what they're saying, and I have met many, many Reform voters during this campaign, people who are lifelong Conservatives, and I've listened to them, and they've said, we've backed the party for decades, and we are furious with your party, Suella, and we're going to reform. And I've been listening to them. They're not, attacking Reform voters as being racist or thugs is not the right attitude. Demeaning that party is not the right attitude. We don't have any God-given entitlement to exist or to those voters.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think the WEF might disagree with you there, Suella. You absolutely have a right to exist, to be one half of the dialectical management team that manages the UK into managed decline. Don't be so down on yourself. Come on, you did perfectly.
We need to be humble. We need to be humble in the face of the very strong feedback we've got from our own core voters, millions of people in this election. And if we don't...
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It's amazing how there was none of that feedback, like literally in the 14 years in which you were in power. Literally 3 elections, right? And the Brexit thing, everyone's like, we want less immigration. And they're like, nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. They literally just discovered, bros, that the UK population doesn't want immigration. They're a bit slow. You see.
Stop and listen to what they're saying, which is very, very clear and very simple.
Well, let's put it this way.
We are going to fail.
I think that you want to run for the leadership, but you don't want to tell me that right now, OK? You might have competition from people who are more moderate. If somebody more moderate wins the leadership and not you, and let's be honest, when you did run for leader before, you were eliminated, after the second round. So you've got to build up a really strong caucus of support to get onto the ballot paper to go to the membership. You must appreciate that. So question 1, if a moderate does lead the Conservative Party, would you serve under them? Because you're saying it's all gone in the wrong direction. If we go in a Rishi Sunak direction, you say it's going to be completely self-indulgent. Rishi doesn't get it, you say. You said that the Tories have failed in office and deserved this result. You know, so you might end up with a leader who advocates a more Sunakian approach to a Suella approach. Can you serve under such a person?
Listen, these kind of discussions are so premature, Camilla, with respect. As I said, we're right.
Listen, let's not talk about the fundamental divide that is going to completely tear the Conservative Party in half as to, like, whether we need to, like, actually be a right-wing party or whether we should be more gay or diverse. These are very, very premature discussions. Yeah, look, the interviewer is right. She clearly wants to be head of the Conservative Party. I think there's a really good chance, actually, that the Conservative Party will split in two with the sort of gay and diverse Conservatives on one side and the sort of more reform-leaning Conservatives on the other. We will wait and see, bros.
Right now, in the place of the aftermath of a devastating result.
Sure.
Tory MPs are, demoralised. Our members are exhausted. Everyone's just waking up from a shattering disaster. And we can't make...
Holy shit, all you had to do was control immigration. You had like one job. you had one job. You just had what, like, we know everyone wants us to control immigration. Could we maybe not do that and just do something else instead? I mean, we wouldn't want to be called racist after all. Oh my God, I'm so fucking sick of this.
Make decisions like that. That's why what I'm trying to say is we all need to take stock. We don't have the burden of government right now. We don't need to rush into a knee-jerk reaction or a rushed leadership.
So, yeah. So, look, Lomax, Braverman is one of the best of them. Yeah, I agree, right? So what I heard on the grapevine, actually, was that Braverman especially suffered from this problem that the Tories have had their entire sort of like term, much the same as Trump's first term, in that the civil service just basically won't obey them because they're right wing and therefore from the civil service's point of view you don't have to take anything they say seriously. Braverman quite famously was the head of the Home Office for a while, but I know people who are in the Home Office and basically the whole Home Office has just gone completely woke. And every single time Braverman would turn up, they'd just be like, "Oh, it's the racist. Look at the racist." So they just they wouldn't like pay any attention to her, and anything she wanted, they would just slow roll. Probably one of the few advantages of having a Labor government now is that the civil service will actually obey what the Labor government wants to do. Of course, the things the Labor government are likely to want to do are going to be horrible. Of course, Farage was large and in charge. Sort of celebrating his 5-seat win and the fact that he got 14% of the vote. Farage's plan basically is to try and build a power base during the next 5 years and come back strong in 2029. Of course, that will be 1 year before 2030, so they may have outlawed opposition parties by that point. It's hard to say. Labour, however, did not get a supermajority, which is really quite important. If they had a supermajority, they would be able to do things like rewrite the constitution, completely change the government just on their own without any consultation with any other party. Of course, Farage being a famous racist, very, very, very racist man, probably a Nazi as well. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen that video of where he's singing Ausländer aus and throwing in a Roman and, all that kind of other stuff. That did not prevent a bunch of people sort of getting up and calling him a racist at his press conference after he won. Of course, even one right-winger is too many in government. All proper-minded people agree that communism is the only way forward. It's been decided, bros. It has been decided by the communists talking with the communists. Obviously, you can't let the non-communists be part of the conversation because they're not really people and everyone knows that being right-wing is evil. Got it? Got it. Captain Chris, Farage is a deep state agent. Yeah, quite possibly. But at the moment, I think he's the best we've got, which is a shocking state of affairs, really. Which deep state agent would you like to go for at this point? Pick your poison.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Nigel.
On the Thursday.
How are you?
On the Thursday.
I beg you. I'm not afraid of what people.
Where are you from? Oh, that makes sense.
You're a fraud! You're no friend of the working class! You offer nothing to working people!
Yes, Farage is going to bring us division. What we need is unity towards more communism. Obviously, right? Now, there was some quite interesting stuff going on with Jess Phillips. In case you're not aware, Jess Phillips is the MP who famously got into that tiff with Sargon of Akkad, Carl from the Lotus Eaters, when he made a very, very off-color joke suggesting that he would not even be willing to sexually force himself upon her, something that she made a great amount of hay with. Now, Jess Phillips's constituency is in Birmingham, which is very, very diverse and full of many, many diverse and wonderful Muslim people. Now, I'm starting to get the impression that even Jess Phillips at this point might start believing that this was possibly a mistake. Of course, there was a clip that went viral a few weeks back of her essentially trying to plead with a bunch of sort of male Muslims saying, vote for me. But of course, she, they're all very, very pro-Palestinian. This is her acceptance speech. It's pretty crazy. Check it out. Fucking thanks, Twitter. Why is it screwing up on me? Come on.
See, we're going to continue with the class that we had during the...
JD.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, we're going to continue with the class that we had during the campaign. Excuse me. It's all right. The election that I have...
This will be a warning. I will be asking people to leave unless we get this completed.
I will carry on with my speech. I understand that a strong woman standing up to you is met with such reticence.
Oh yeah, this is going to play really well with the Muslim community. I understand that a strong woman, you find that threatening because you're all misogynist. Oh man, yeah, he's already alienating a large chunk of the electorate. This is going to be really, really, really interesting. Oh my God.
Anyway, this election has been... Can you throw them out?
All right, excuse me. Before we...
Can you throw them out? I mean, I know they're my constituents, but could you just remove them? I'm sick of listening to this part of my constituency. Fuck, dude. Do you think in the back of her mind, like a small part of her brain is finally starting to think like, maybe mass immigration from Muslim countries wasn't a good idea? Or is she all just like the problem is that they're men. The problem is that they're men. Goddamn men. Ugh.
We have our first speeches. That's final warning.
This election has been the worst election I have ever stood in. Today, a brilliant community activist who puts on events for every single part of our community came out to campaign with me, and people filmed her on the streets and then slashed her tyres.
People. Just people? Jess, was there any distinguishing, sort of like things about these people? Did these people, happen to belong to a certain religious or ethnic group? Jess, no, it's probably, they're a group of individuals absolutely united by no race or ideology. Like, fucking hell. Oh, Hayes Reviews is in the chat. Good to see you, Nick. How you doing, man? Right. Oh my God, this is so funny.
A young woman on her own delivering leaflets was filmed and screamed at by a much older man in the street.
Again, just a man. No more information needed. Could have been any man, really, right? Like, look, you don't want to be called a racist now, do you?
Today, I was to be joined by the family of Joe Cox, who wanted to come out and campaign with me. And there is absolutely no way I could have allowed for them to see what was aggressive and violence in our democracy. And now to the positive. Birmingham Yardley gave my family everything.
Yeah, we're not interested in that bit. Look, wait, who was it? Cyberpunk Internal Affairs. Good to see you, man. Her tone is like when you're in grade school and the teacher reprimands the class. Oof, yeah. So, not just Jess Phillips, but much of the Labour cabinet is in fact rocking that school mom energy. Now, we're not done with Jess Phillips yet. This is where she blames men. Just men for what went down. More laws against men. If all of those men behaved like women, there wouldn't be any problems at all in society. I have been reliably informed.
People want desperately for me to announce that the people who were shouting at me and barracking me were Muslim men. The fact that they were men is actually quite significant to me. The fact that they were Muslim is not significant.
And Jess Phillips...
The fact that they were Muslim is not significant at all. Okay? I mean, if you say so, Jess. Fucking hell.
Just about straight back into her West Midlands seat. She was barracked pretty horribly at the count. And she goes on LBC and says, oh, no. It's just because they were men. Even when it's staring you in the face, they can't recognise the truth of what they've created. Don't forget, Labour opened the door, the Conservatives accelerated it. A third of a million people came last year from the Indian subcontinent. Now look, the vast majority are going to be great people. The vast majority will integrate. The vast majority will prop up local cricket clubs. The vast majority, a lot of them will become doctors and do terribly well. But there will be a significant number of that third of a million that not only don't integrate with our way of life and our culture, but actually seek to overturn it. And that's what's going on.
Yes, well, quite wise words there from Farage. Now, of course, the Fabian Society are very, very, very happy if you want to know more about the Fabians, I would check out Hayes Reviews channel. He covered an excellent book called Fabian Freeway, which is a complete history of the Fabian Society and why they are fucking terrible. Highly, highly recommended. So 141 Fabians were elected from every corner of the country. Brilliant Fabians will be shaping the future of the left in Parliament. We can't wait to work with you all. God, make it stop. Oh, could you just not? I mean, you know, is this going to be when they finally clinch the revolution bros, right? Is this the end of incrementalism? Well, they finally clinched the revolution. To all Fabians who stood yesterday, whether elected or not, you are the backbone of our movement. Your commitment to our shared values makes us stronger. And I will be covering more about what the sort of Fabians are likely to do. I'm going to like have a dig into their website and look into their policy papers and sort of like basically sort of try and tease out what their sort of ideal policy platform would look like. Now, of course, Starmer is in. This is his acceptance speech. Ugh.
Now, this wound, this lack of trust, can only be healed by actions, not words. I know that. But we can make a start today with the simple acknowledgement that public service is a privilege and that your government should treat every single person in this country with respect. Changing a country is not like flicking a switch.
I mean, when you say you're going to treat every person in the country with respect, does that include people who don't want to get a vaccine? Does that include people who are a little bit racist? I mean, I'm just saying, because, you know, the general vibe I get from the left generally is when they say they're going to treat every person in the country with respect, it all hinges on how you define people, right? You know, like, yeah, that's fine.
The world is now a more volatile place. This will take a while. But have no doubt that the work of change begins immediately. Have no doubt.
Hayes Reviews. This fellow has the charisma of a skid mark. I don't know, Nick. Look, that's a bit harsh. I have seen some quite charismatic skid marks in my time. I think that is very, very unfair to skid marks. Oh, he's terrible. He's really terrible. I don't know. He looks like something out of 1984, right? Like they could have like stuck him in like the 1984 movie as like, you know, the face on like the telly screen or something like that, right? Like the chocolate ration has now been increased by 3 grams this month. You know, rejoice, citizens. Oh, fucking hell.
That we will rebuild Britain with wealth created in every community. Our NHS back on its feet facing the future. Secure borders, safer streets, everyone treated with dignity and respect at work. The opportunity of clean British power, cutting your energy bills for good. And brick.
Does that mean you're going to like start a massive crash program to build nuclear power reactors? I have just been informed, ladies and gentlemen, that there will be no nuclear power. It's all going to be wind and solar, which of course is not going to reduce your electricity bills at all. You know, but look, it's fine, right? Climate change. What about the climate change?
By brick, we will rebuild the infrastructure of opportunity. The world-class schools and colleges, the affordable homes that I know are the ingredients of hope for working people.
Gross. Starmer's wife is, of course, Jewish, something that they were careful to keep sort of out of the public eye during the election campaign, no doubt due to the unpleasantness in the Middle East. Apparently, Keir will now be starting Shabbat inside number 10. No, that's not a joke. I saw an article. So, you know, that should really sort of help his bonds with the Muslim community. I just don't know how the Labour Party is going to square the circle on this one, right? Like, on the one hand, they have this like vociferous Muslim minority that is like all about free Palestine. On the other hand, you have the Israel lobby, which is also incredibly powerful and influential. And it just seems like it's going to be a massive battle. I just, I mean, look, they could just go the full authoritarian and just, tell all the Muslims to get out, or they could, do something like they're doing in Germany and say that, look, if you want to be a citizen of the UK, you have to declare your undying love to the nation of Israel. I don't know how they're going to square the circle on this one. It's going to be interesting. Justin Trudeau, of course, phoned up Keir Starmer. We are aligned on so much, from the need for more progressive politics to defending democracy at home and abroad. And then we gave each other a nice little blowjob over the phone. We're going to get a lot done together. No. Oh, I don't like that. No, I don't like that at all. Ugh. And what's this? Oh, yeah, so this... The most base take on the British election, in my opinion, came from Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Check this shit out.
British media on what your reaction is to the change in government in the United Kingdom.
Unlike the British government, we do not meddle with others' domestic matters.
Do you think anything will change in UK?
Oh, it's you.
It's me, yes. Do you think anything will change in UK-Russian relations?
Diplomacy is not an art of guessing.
What is it?
You know the saying about the pudding. You understand that this is a pudding when you eat it.
And just one last one. Rishi Sunak tried to warn people in Britain that the UK would be weaker with Keir Starmer in charge. Do you think that's true?
I don't care. It's the British people who should.
Rishi Sunak
You said this was the last one.
There's always one. Rishi Sunak said it's what Vladimir Putin wanted, a Keir Starmer as Prime Minister. Is that true?
I told you that this is not our matter. It's the matter of the British people. And if the people found themselves where the Tories took them, it's up to them.
Based. I mean, I gotta say, right, I'm getting the distinct subtext from Lavrov that he thinks the British people are in for a rough time. That's not good. That's not good. Now, of course, Starmer is a well-known friend and butt buddy of the World Economic Forum. Yes, he likes to get deep into the forum. Here's a very interesting clip of his words on the matter.
Our country needs a bigger reset.
We need a great reset.
Let us just ask you quickly, you have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
Why?
Because Westminster is too constrained. And, it's closed and we're not having meaning. Once you get out of Westminster, whether it's Davos or anywhere else, you actually engage with people that you can see working with in the future. Westminster is just a tribal shouting place.
Are you surprised that your Prime Minister didn't show up to Davos?
Yes, I think our Prime Minister should have showed up at Davos. I absolutely do. And one of the things that's been, impressed on me since I've been here is the absence of the United Kingdom. And that's why it's really important that I'm here and that our Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves is here as a statement of intent that should there be a change of government, and I hope there will be, the United Kingdom will play its part on the global stage in a way I think it probably hasn't in recent years.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, so that we penetrate the cabinets.
My government will serve you. Country first, party second.
Davos or Westminster?
Davos.
So, that's great. Now, oh my God, I'm running along. So we're going to go over who's in the cabinet. Welcome your new Fabian Labour overlords. Are you excited, bros? Oh, mate, I'm so excited. So excited I'm going to have an aneurysm or something. Fortunately, I have been assured that if I do have an aneurysm, I will be tended to by a Nigerian doctor who faked his qualifications and who thinks that the way to operate is with a rusty spoon. So I mean, I'm really, I'm really looking forward to that, man. Oh, God damn it. So this is the list. I mean, I'm just look at these. I mean, like, oh God. They're all like hatched from the same soybean, right? The women in the front, all of them basically like, school moms, right? Like, I don't like that. Oh, no. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like smoking. Oh, I don't like it when people eat crisps. I mean, except for like Angela Rayner, she's like a total fucking scouser. So, but I mean, just, oh my God. Oh, yeah. So we're just going to go quickly through. So this is Wes Streeting. He has been given the Health Secretariat. I think I'm just going to start calling the UK ministries secretariats now, given that we're sliding into the USSR. Streeting is the guy on the left, and basically, as far as I can tell, this guy is a stone-cold thug. Gay, of course. So there's no straight white men. I mean, I don't know. Is Starmer like straight? Streeting is gay, but not in that sort of like girly kind of like way, more in the sort of like leather kind of, kind of thing. Yeah, honestly, I find Streeting like genuinely scary. He is clearly also a threat to Starmer's leadership. So the smart move politically is to give him a poison chalice. And he has indeed been given a poison chalice. He is the new health secretary. He has described the NHS as broken, and he's going to fix it. I don't know how he's going to do that, because as soon as he tries, the unions are going to go like crazy. On the other hand, having like a bruiser like Streeting might really help. If he fails to fix the NHS, it will dent his reputation, which is going to like, seriously impact his thing. Hayes reviews, Streeting was covered pretty well by UK Column. A dodgy character. Yeah, he looks it. He looks dodgy as hell. Probably going to push massive digital control of the health service. Well, of course, to fix the problems that we created. Have you considered digital ID, bros? Digital ID, yes. And there's a lot of this kind of like talk that they're going to improve everything by plugging it into AI. Oh, God, this is going to be like, this is Rachel Reeves. She is the Ministry for Housing. No, she's the Chancellor. This is the woman now in charge of the UK public purse. And this is like basically a summary of what she's going to do.
This Labour government's mission to kickstart economic growth and to take the urgent steps necessary to build the infrastructure that we need, including 1.5 million homes in the next 5 years. The system needs a new signal. This is that signal. First, we will reform the National Planning Policy Framework, consulting on a new growth-focused approach to the planning system before the end of the month, including restoring mandatory housing targets. And as of today, we are ending the absurd ban on...
Right, so listening to this woman talk is a bit like having a, pencil forced into your ear. So I will summarize in my soothing, dulcet tones. Basically, they want to reform the planning thing so they can get like more onshore wind farms. So, they'll be paving over like tons of nature and killing lots of birds. And also they want to build like all of these houses. So I don't know, maybe they'll make like new cities, like new little towns for the migrants. It's look, what you can be assured of is that there will be change, right? Yeah, so blah. Now, David Lammy is the Foreign Secretary. Now, this is the funniest appointment. Oh my God. In case you're not aware of who David Lammy is, he is one of the UK's premier race grifters. He is basically Diane Abbott in male form. He's always banging on about how he is the descendants of slaves. Apparently he was descendant of people that were enslaved by the Dutch and who were then freed by the English. So I don't know what the fuck he's banging on about. But basically, if you criticize him and you're not black, then he basically says, I'm not going to listen to this. I am a descendant of slaves. How dare you, white boy? Mate, to say this guy is a small brain is, check it out.
It is the honour of my life to stand before you as Foreign Secretary, a descendant of enslaved people, a black working-class man from Tottenham, a community which has never produced a Foreign Secretary before. This speaks to what a modern, multicultural Britain can be, proudly internationalist, determined to deliver for working people, and committed to building a better future for us all. Britain has enormous potential, but the world faces huge challenges. More countries engaged in conflict than at any time since World War II, rapidly changing technology and a climate emergency. The government will reconnect Britain for our security and our prosperity at home. What happens here in the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office is essential. Diplomacy matters. We will begin with a reset with Europe on climate and with the Global South, and a gear shift when it comes to delivering on European security, global security and British growth. My story is a story of progress. Progress won by all those who fought for a better future. Together, let us fight for a better future once again. Change begins now.
Well, that was incredibly light on detail. Basically, the only thing he said is that we are committed to internationalism, which means multilateral institutions like the WEF and the United Nations and all of that happy horse shit. And, of course, he's going to be very, very committed to, race politics, obviously. Now, this is one of David Lammy's most famous tweets, where he thought that the black and white smoke coming out of the Vatican during the papal conclave was a race thing. So a tweet from BBC News. Live video, the chimney of the Sistine Chapel as conclave votes for the Pope. Will the smoke be black or white? To which he replied, this tweet from the BBC is crass and unnecessary. Do we really need silly innuendo about the race of the next Pope? He thought that the colour of the smoke from the papal conclave denotes whether the next Pope will be black or white. Oh, mate, this is Clown World Supremo. Holy shit, man. Now, Lammy also has decided to do a new intellectual framework for British foreign policy called the Lammy Doctrine. I've got no idea what the hell it means. Apparently, it's like trying to split the difference between realism and multilateralism, which is, basically impossible. In case you're wondering, under international relations, realism is the idea of the anarchy of nations, and that nation fights against nation, and there can be no sort of overarching power because you cannot jail a nation, you can only go to war with it. Whereas multilateralism, known as the sort of gay and lefty side of international relations, has this whole sort of like view that, we can end war, and the way we end war is with global governance. And, global governance, of course, is like awesome. Oh, God, I literally do an hour video on how insanely gay this whole ideology is. So taking a broader view, he's basically like, we must look at the world as it is, not how we wish that it was. It doesn't say much about his solutions, except, more NATO, more closer ties with the EU, regular bilateral meetings, more money for Ukraine. They've already approved another huge weapons shipment to Ukraine. So, I mean, that's great. Any day now, bros. The Ukraine war should win. It's just bullshit. And he's been calling out China. He's been saying to China, "Oh, you better not ally with Russia." The Chinese, I guess, were not available for comment. They're probably like, "Oh, who is this motherfucker? He looks very, very black." This is Yvette Cooper, the head of the Home Office. She is the school mom who will now be responsible for immigration. Look at that face. So Labor's basically said that they're going to go after the criminal gangs that smuggle people. Now, on the one hand, the fact that Labor can interface with the security services means that they might actually be able to do that because the security services will actually take orders from them. On the other hand, it is being run by a white school mom. So,
These criminal gangs are organising dangerous boat crossings that are undermining our border security and putting lives at risk, and they are getting away with it. So I have immediately started work on a major upgrade in law enforcement, including the process to recruit a new border security commander, new cross-border police to go after the criminal gangs. These criminal gangs are organising dangerous boat crossings that are undermining our border security and putting lives at risk, and they are getting away with it. So I have immediately started work on a major upgrade in law enforcement, including the process to recruit a new border security commander, new cross-border police to go after the criminal gangs. These criminal gangs are organising
So yeah, she's gonna go after the criminal gangs. They're gonna make a new border force office. Look, I don't know. Now, this is quite an interesting article. So the Dark Lord has come out. It should be noted, by the way, that the Dark Lord basically has a sort of minister inside the Labour government. There is like a minister without portfolio. Tony Blair's advice to Keir Starmer is quite interesting. So the first thing that Blair basically says is don't be woke. Good advice, right? Blair, look, whatever you say about Blair, he was a savvy political operator. And he's saying a lot of stuff that a lot of the rest of us are thinking. So Starmer has a mandate. It is for change, but what type of change? Well, exactly. What Labour voters want and what Reform UK voters want can point in different directions. So Blair is basically talking about the fact that Reform did very, very well in terms of votes, and if they don't listen to the people who voted Reform, they're going to come up a cropper. Now, where's the bit about... So he makes this really interesting point that the skills that you need to get into government are about persuading people. The skills that you need once you're in government is a different set of skills. Now, I can't ever say that Starmer was a great persuader, so I don't know. He's saying that, they shouldn't try and tax their way out of it. Blair, of course, is always saying, well, what we need is more AI. We need to run the government on AI. I foresee unforeseeable problems, if that makes sense. Yes, more AI. It can grow Britain's productivity. Prevention in healthcare. This is something that the Fabians are very, very much about. Social determinants of health, which is basically about sort of outlawing stuff that people like to do, like smoking, fatty foods, all that kind of other stuff. Because this is one of the problems with having a taxpayer-funded health service. After a while, the government starts saying, well, we've got to pay for you getting sick, so you better stop doing the things that make you sick, to which a logical person would reply, yeah, but I'm paying for it. Surely I should be able to get sick if I want to. What the fuck am I paying for, right? But, more AI for government, etc. We need a plan for immigration. If we don't have rules, we get prejudices. In office, I believe the best solution was a system identity. So we know precisely who has the right to be here. We should move towards digital ID. If not, new border controls will have to be highly effective. Yeah, well... Now, there have been a few policies already out by Starmer. Firstly, in order to ease the prison crisis, in case you didn't know, there's a massive prison crisis in the UK because the jails are full of people. Has nothing to do with the amount of migration or anything like that, or the fact that there's so many people here and they haven't built any new jails. Don't worry, I'm sure Labour will be building some new jails. So they're going to let out 40,000 inmates early. Apparently no one who has been accused of sex or violent crimes. So, basically sort of drug lifters and, drug dealers and shoplifters and stuff like that. And that's, wait, where's the other thing? There was another one as well. What was the other thing that they were planning to do? Oh, I don't seem to have the link. Where the hell is it? Just give me a second. There was another policy that came out today. Where the hell is it? I'll just show you guys this. We're going to have to skip the third story. This is going very, very long. So check this out. This is a 22-year-old Labour MP with a light bulb head who's, oh my God, almost certainly a Fabian. These are your new rulers. I hope everyone's enjoying it.
Yeah, so I'm Sam Carling. I've just, to my amazement, been elected as the Member of Parliament for North West Cambridgeshire. We didn't know what to expect going in. We did suspect it would be very close. but obviously delighted at the result. Very, very tired after the recount, but very cognizant of the responsibility people have put upon me. I'm very grateful for the trust people have shown in me, really.
Too, you've got youth on your side. Will that really help with the energy, do you think?
Well, who's to say? Hopefully. Obviously, I have very different experience to lots of other members of Parliament, but that is an advantage in many ways because we need that diversity of voices in Westminster. Yeah, so I'm Sam Carling.
Yes, so I look forward to seeing Mr. Lightbulb Head. I don't know what the other policy is. I thought I noted it down, but it looks like it has gone missing. So that's great. Right. So anyway, let's move on to the cringe, bros. Oh, and I should also shill if you would like to contribute to the podcast. I like money. You can donate on Entropy. Please do. It's always nice to get appreciation and money from the fans. We're going to skip Biden. Look, I'll just give you like a basic summary. Actually, there is one thing I will just really, really quickly cover. Okay, so Biden apparently had a medical emergency on Air Force One. And they had to rush all the press out. But then when he landed, everything was like fine. And they're like, no, what are you talking about? However, this guy, I don't know who he is, Barrister Law USA, US legal commentator, has penned this tweet. He has verified, apparently, that there was a medical emergency on Air Force One. Biden has Parkinson's and was hallucinating. He had an episode on the plane and they had to give him antipsychotics. So when the plane landed, he looked fine. Now, I can't verify this, but the US media has still been like absolutely flaying Biden. This is from Axios. Axios in particular have been very, very unpleasant to the old man, basically saying that this is the kind of stuff that he is prepared by his like aides, not that kind of aides, the other sort of like aides. Lomax, the Air Force One thing was like a few days ago. Apparently they give him like things like walk to podium, give him like, directions. Now, to be fair, the White House basically says that this is part of an advanced team strategy and that in the age where everyone has a mobile phone, everything's got TikTok, just one misstep can play very, very badly. And I think, honestly, there is something to that. So, I don't know. But the important story is that basically the media are like absolutely still screwing Biden over. Oh, and I'm just going to play this. This is Jim Carrey.
Could I speak directly to the American people?
Is it going to be weird?
Totally. Here's the deal. Losing control. Where was I?
You said, look, here's the deal.
Oh, right. Look, here's the deal. Nope, lost it. The country's counting on you to just stand here and look lucid. I'm definitely going to concentrate. I'm going to try to keep my cool. What is that? Where's that coming from? Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, so Biden's just been stumbling and fumbling, but you guys have all seen that, right? So let's move on to the cringe, bros, since we're running a little bit late. Right. Right. Time for some cringe. Streaky, look, yes, if you are trying to look me up on Telegram, the easiest way to do it is to find the chat channel linked to Habbening TV, which I will link here. Wait, where is it? Come on. Oh, look, if you just go to the Habbening TV Telegram thing and just reply to any of the messages, I will see it. And you can like check it out. There you go. So just find that on Telegram. Yeah, I'd definitely come and do a stream. Right. time for some cringe bros. Let me just find the window. Right. So, the climate change thing is moving forward along with the reparations stuff. I imagine we're going to see a lot more of this stuff under the new Labour government. Enjoy. This is from the Aspen Institute, by the way, or as I like to call it, the Glowy Ideas Festival.
Well, in the case of the Caribbean, where the 10-point reparations plan is very clear and it calls for an apology from the former colonial powers and debt forgiveness, investment in health and education, those sums of money are larger than I think that you would ever get from private financing. And I think the crisis that the Caribbean has now, specifically with climate change, which is in itself, when you think about it, linked to slavery. Nobody asked to be on islands in the Caribbean. Their ancestors were kidnapped 400 years ago and dumped there. And P.J. Patterson, the former Prime Minister of Jamaica, said to me, you know, Laura, the same winds that blew our ancestors here now threaten our very survival. So there's a very good argument for climate resiliency funding to be made by the former colonial powers in the Caribbean. And maybe that's a way into it. I note that David Lammy, who may be the next Foreign Secretary of Britain, he has given a number of interviews emphasizing...
She just name-dropped David Lammy. I didn't even know. See? What's that meme? It is as I have foreseen, bros. Holy shit.
Emphasizing the fact that if he becomes Foreign Secretary, he'll be the first descendant of enslaved people. He's British Guyanese.
He's black. Did I mention that he's black? Did you know that he's black? His father was also black. He's black. It's very, very important that he's black. Does he do a good job in foreign policy? Have I mentioned that he's black? Oh, God, more diversity hiring.
And that will inform his approach to governing, and it will inform his approach to the Global South and to the Caribbean. Maybe he could be the Foreign Secretary that could deliver climate resiliency funding to the Caribbean, maybe even an apology for slavery, I don't know. A new government in Britain could...
An apology for slavery? God, the UK, ended slavery in West Africa. We only paid off the money that we spent on the West Africa squadron, bloody 5 years ago. Oh, just fuck off. Oh, anti-white bastards.
Could open the door for the King, for King Charles, who made a speech almost 2 years ago saying that he is deepening his understanding of the lasting legacies of slavery, and that this is a conversation whose time has come. And we know perfectly well that the Royal African Company was complicit and sanctioned the slave trade at its inception, and that the royal family profited from that. So
I wonder whether
there's much that can come.
That people don't yet understand. The Royal African Company is not an honorific. It's not that the royal family were involved. The Stuart monarchy catapulted England into the slave trade. It's not that they were involved, it's they made it.
In fact, they were so bad at it
at the absolute centre of it.
They got the heave ho.
Yeah.
Well, the Duke of York, who was the King's brother, ran the Royal African Company, and the enslaved Africans were branded with DY for Duke of York. So
this is the man after whom New York is named.
Yeah, it's hiding in plain sight, all of that.
Well, it's hiding in France for most of it.
Oh, God. Look, guys, it's important. Let's not look back to COVID. It's not important about who jabbed who or who used psychological warfare on whom. We need to, forget about the past. And have I mentioned slavery again in the last 5 minutes? Oh, dude, seriously. Now, this is probably a good indication of what's coming or is already in the education system, in case you don't know. Really got to do a video on this as well, social emotional learning and sort of Gnosticism in schools, to give you an idea of the kind of religious idiocy that is currently in education. This is I don't know if she's the head of the American National Education Association, but just check this out. This is mental.
NEA delegates, we can do this work. We must do this work. We get to do this work. We will do this work because our students are depending on us to win all the things. NEA, we have to win all the things. All the things. All the things. Our colleagues are depending on us to win all the things. Keep going, NEA. To preserve our democracy, we must win all the things. Delegates, we won't go back. We will keep going forward because we are the NEA. We are the NEA. We are the NEA. And that's what we do.
Now, just a translation for any of you who are not aware. What she is basically saying is that during the last 4 years, communism has progressed quite a bit. And it is the job of every good communist to use violence, if necessary, to prevent any rolling back of the revolution. Because they need to win all the things. Because that's what the revolution is about, bros. Now, this is really, really stupid. Baron covered this, and as an ex-Australian, I've got to say, Australia, the Australian government does cringe like nothing else. This is quite long, but I'm just going to play a bit of it. So it seems that the Australian government has taken a page from Jacinda Ardern. It's about respect, and they have a new campaign out about the algorithm of disrespect. Did you know that there is disrespect on social media, and it is affecting young men? Specifically, young women can do whatever the fuck they want, right? But young men, they have to be controlled. Have the young men considered being more like women? Perhaps you could be gay or trans and start taking it up the arse. That's a very, very womanly thing to do, after all. So let's have a look at the algorithm of disrespect, shall we? Oh no, bros, content warning. Oh, what horrors are they going to show us? Ooh. Oh, for God's sake. God, this is long content warning. I should have advanced this video. This is still going right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 3.
Out a lady popping molly while she waiting on me. You're in my area, you're in my area. Okay. Where's Leslie?
So, oh my God, this is a lot slower to watch than when I first saw it. So basically, to summarize, beta is a disrespectful term. They also come in and say simp is a disrespectful term. Look, man, you should just do whatever women want all the time, okay? Oh my God, this is really slow.
The key to attracting women is confidence. You have to smile with your eyes, maintain eye contact, stand tall, and act sure of yourself. Because when you act sure of yourself, women become sure of you.
I don't know, just be a nice guy. Wrong. Being nice says I'm weak. I'm whipped and I'm a beta who can't satisfy you. She's in control, she's in charge, and you kill attraction. Being nice, it's a turn off. It's a huge turn off. I don't know, just be a nice guy. Wrong. Being nice says I'm weak. I'm whipped and I'm a beta better, who can't
Oh no, it's disrespectful content, bros. Oh no!
satisfy you. She's in control, she's in charge, and you kill attraction.
Well, what am I looking for? Let's start with a woman that's modest, submissive, obedient, follows orders, not promiscuous, you know, just wife material.
It's very disrespectful to say that you know you want a trad wife. How dare you, sir? How dare you? In case you can't, this is a lot smaller. Algorithms keep young people engaged by favoring disrespectful content similar to things they previously engaged with, like this video which says that a woman should be submissive to a man. Something tells me, bros, they're not going to take this message to the Australian Muslim community. I might be wrong about that.
Submissive, obedient, follows orders, not promiscuous, you know, just wife material. Oh, what am I looking for? Let's start with a woman that's modest, submissive, obedient, follows orders, not promiscuous, you know, just wife material. Oh, what am I looking for?
Hit it! Hit it! Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Hit it! Hit it!
Okay, enough of that. I can't go through the entire thing. It's much slower when it's like not edited. If you are interested in finding this out, you can go to respect.gov.au and see how disrespectful you are, bros. Get educated, right? Make sure to mindlessly obey all women, especially if they are in positions of authority. We have a base video for you now to just like wash that. This is from El Salvador, where they're taking down a statue of Che Guevara. Nice.
Ahí está el coronel, jefe de la municipal, de los cuerpos del CAN, dándole que una piocha está el señor ese coronel. Con todo gusto le está dando, jodido ese de camisa cuadriculada, manga larga. Y está el otro de rayado que es el jefe de los policías, es el segundo. Hasta arriba va el baboso, dándole ahí con ganas, ¿verdad? Qué odio más grande. Pero ahí estamos. Hasta los choriceros se han subido ahí. Pablo ya es bueno.
Nice. Love it. Love it. We got some funny ones now. This is Biden as Taylor Lorenz.
You feel like any little piece of information that gets out on you will be used by the worst people on the internet to destroy your life. And it's so isolating.
And terrifying.
It's horrifying. I'm so
I'm fine.
It's really hard. You feel like any little piece of information.
What else we got? Oh, this is really funny. I've got no idea where this is from, but check this out.
How do black people misbehave?
They do crime, they beat up everybody, do traffic violation. They are lazy, just collecting money from the government, don't take care of their children. They've good singing well and playing sport well.
What makes them lazy?
In Africa, you don't have to do much.
This is not lazy and I'm lazy.
Right.
Okay, so this is lazy skin.
Yes.
You know I'm a white woman.
No, you're not right. You have the lips of black people, everything black.
Oh, what's black about me? My lips are black. How about my eyes and my forehead? And listen, I have white woman hair. Look.
My head is such hair. It's difficult to get control of it. She many times wear a wig.
Do you like when black people wear wigs?
They have no choice. I'm all the time with black people. I have at home. I have my head.
And she's lazy.
Yes.
Have you told her that she's black and lazy?
Why I should tell her? She knows.
Is my ass like a black woman?
Yes.
So you use the word
Nick using on me. They're calling me Nick. When I'm calling them back Nick, they get upset.
Do they look like criminals to you?
Another free time.
He's racist?
She labeled me.
My dad's white.
Okay, so he's half white. What do you think about that?
Still look black. The hair and color. You need a couple more generations.
To take out the blackness, to take it out, right?
Yes, if you want.
You need Jesus, my guy.
Jesus was Jewish.
Bro, when you just don't give a fuck anymore. Right. For more funny videos. Dude. And just a quick pratfall for you all. Okay. Oh, that seems like stupid. Oh yeah, this is funny. We've got a couple of trials of influencers vids.
All right, so today we're going to be jacking off lucky viewers. I'm here with...
You said jacking off?
Yeah. I'm Mr. Beat.
That's your Instagram?
Yeah, Mr. Beat. I beat people off. Bro, you won, bro. You can't just walk away, bro.
And when you're an influencer, there is always the constant pressure, of course, to work for the feds.
Hey, can you pay me your share of the rent this month? You still owe me $12.50. Okay, bro, no worries. I just did a big collab with a big brand. It's gonna be huge. Dude, congrats. That's amazing. What's the brand? Check it out, okay? So it's this new app called Fibby. Fibby? Okay, what's that? It's like a super chill domestic intelligence and security app. How you spell Fibby? FBI. Bro, the FBI? Like the government agency? App, agency, same thing. I'll collab with whoever. That's not a collab. That's called being an informant. Call it a bag. They just wanted me to post a trending sound and geotag some local mutuals talking about sustainable urban beekeeping. Did they make you wear a wire? Nah, I'd never do that. Okay, cool. Because I got a conflict with another brand with wearables. It was all wireless. No, dude! If the collab was just a get ready with me vlog about their new sonic crowd control cannon, would that be cool? How'd they even compensate you for this? They didn't, but it's okay, because I'm going to trade the analytics data off my Fibby post with a new big brand collab coming out of Beijing. Bro, you're working for the CCP? Me and she go way back. He's going to hook me up with immunity and perpetuity, and get this, 60 Temu hand immersion blenders. Bro, you got to get out of this stuff. Okay, but none of this matters, though, because what I'm really excited about is this new partnership with Sia. That's awesome. Wait, you're going to do a collab with Sia, the musician? Yeah, they do music, like interrogation, drill, and bass type shit. And this one's spelled CIA? If it's spelled how you want, does that make you more comfortable about how I pay rent? So you're a spy now? I spy with my little eye, a bag. What's the deal with the CIA for? They see me as an artist, okay? They just hired me to paint. Oh, okay. A laser on a compound in Uzbekistan filled with other competing brands. Stop collabing with government! Okay, no more government stuff. I got a big deal lined up with my boy Ray. You mean Ray? Nah, last name Theon. Oh my god. Hey yo, Mimo! Hey yo! How many dollars we getting for every Sidewinder missile we sell off our affiliate link commission? 3. You got Mimo in on this shit too, man. It's supposed to be confidential. You can't be talking about this stuff. So I take it that you wouldn't be thrilled that Mimo just got a POV Day in My Life Intel Hall collab with the new app Insa? Fine, you know what? I'll just go back to the White House and do another TikTok with Joe. How are you doing a collab with President Biden? I got a direct line to his exoskeleton/antler. We'll do a collab. I sell him his vitamins, and he gets a little sniff. A sniff? You're making me do this. No, man, you gotta stop this. You gotta stop trying to be an influencer. Because imagine if you were a little more supportive and compassionate about how I never pay rent. I'd never have to be getting sniffed up on by old government people for money.
Bruh. Oh yeah, and Sede Sapiente sent me this. Thanks, Sede. This is funny.
Break your spaghetti into small pieces.
No, he's already breaking the spaghetti.
Make a hole in the middle.
Make a hole in the middle. But what are you doing?
You're gonna add some water. Keep stirring. And
where did you find this recipe? The Devil's Cookbook.
Now add some cheese, thyme, oregano, some rosemary.
Cheese, rosemary, basil, a plutonium bar. What else? So we are not asking ourselves why the pasta is turning red?
Look at that. Perfect.
At least it cannot get worse than this. Not approved.
Right, okay, so we're on animal videos. Just let me quickly check Entropy, see if we've got any donations. Oh, come on, Windows, do the thing. Entropy, come on, where's Entropy? And we've got like a couple of Entropy messages from Hayes Reviews, $15. Thank you so much, Nick. I really appreciate it. I Like Money is the best shilling I've ever heard, so here's some money. Hope you like it. Thank you very much, Nick. I really, really appreciate it. Go check out Nick's channel, Hayes Reviews. It's really, really good stuff. Good friend of the channel. You get 2 confettis of color. And from Jeffrey Mill, $14. Another try, boo, and 14 hearts. Thanks very much, Jeffrey. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot. It means so much. And of course, I do like money, as it goes. Right, time for some stupid animal videos, just to finish off. Oh, this is like stupid as well, but funny.
And if I only could make a deal with my cat, and I get him to stop eating plastic.
I wonder if Kate Bush would approve. More funny cats. Well, at least he's having fun. Oh, this is quite funny too. What else do we got? Ah, cute otters. Japanese seem to really love their otters. They're so cute. Cat seeing snow for the first time, looking like it's freaking out. And a couple of just cute things for the end. Tiny horse. Aww. And our final cute animal video of the night. Dog versus dolphin. Aww. I hope they make friends. And that's the end of the show, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much to everyone who donated. I will be on Discord and Dragons in about an hour and a half. I believe Yiz has dropped the linky in the chat. Let's just say goodbye to everyone in the chat. Rat Fun King, Total Blackout Painting, Sadia Sapiente, Captain Crisps, Hayes Reviews, of course. Yiz the Eunuch. I'll see you soon, Yiz. Kunstler Kenneth Krieg, Patriots Flow. Is there anybody else? I think that's everyone. Oh, and Wyatt's Torch, of course. Let's not forget. Oh, Crisby13 as well. Lomax, Flying Axeblade. Oh, there's quite a few people in the chat tonight. Lovely to see you all, guys. I think that's everyone. In the Odysee chat, we have, oh no, it's Gulpsy. Oh, you're new. Welcome. Smack Your Apocalypse, Camille, The Wicked, Cyberpunk Internal Affairs, Wibble. Oh, I think you're new as well. Welcome. Ain't88. Good to see you, man. Let's see. Anybody else? I think that's everybody. Odysee chat only goes up so far. And in the YouTube chat, we have Charlie Reedy, Timmy Bobinson, Streaky Bacon, Nameless One, Total Blackout Painting, Double Fisting It. Good to see you, man. I think that's everybody in the YouTube chat. Thank you so much for coming, bros. I will be back on Thursday with more, stuff, more happenings. TV, we're going to probably cover the French elections and stuff. And of course, I will be on Discord and Dragons. I hope to see you there. Good night, bros.